What is going on, guys? My name is Robert, and today I'm in a different location than what I typically use to record my videos. This is my first income property. This is the Airbnb that I use to create real estate income on a monthly basis. And I want to just give you guys a little bit of a heads up on regulations and stuff that would kind of impose you and keep you from actually achieving a level of success that would create you income like this. Today, I'm going to go into a few cities in the US that actually don't allow you to host, or they make it extremely difficult for you to host properties similar to this one. So for me, in the city that I live in, Springfield, Missouri, super low-key. As far as regulations, I know that the city council is currently trying to impose regulations on this business model, but for right now, I think I'm in the clear as far as not having to deal with being regulated and being essentially run out of business. So cities like New York City and San Francisco and Santa Monica, it is extremely difficult to host an Airbnb property in these cities. And this is a big deal though, especially for viewers that live in these cities that like maybe you watch one of my videos and you get inspired that you want to start this business model. It'll be extremely difficult for you to make it happen because of the rules and regulations. So I'm going to address these problems and sort of pretty much tell you straight up, like it's going to be nearly impossible for you to grow and scale a successful Airbnb business model the right way. Now, I mean that because in this business model, you don't want to have just one lone property. You want to have multiple properties. You want to scale. Cities like New York City and San Francisco, they pretty much eliminate that opportunity for you by only allowing you to host one property or only allowing you to host maybe for 90 days out of a given year. It would make it extremely difficult for you to get to maybe hitting 6 figures or 7 figures within the Airbnb space. Now, the reason that these cities put such a hefty fine on Airbnb hosts, and the reason that they're regulating it and they're trying to control it so much is because with Airbnb being as profitable and as successful as it is, all that happens when you allow it to happen, when you allow Airbnb to function in your city, the real estate market is pretty much going to be driven at a higher price because anything that's for sale on the market is going to be bought up by investors, bought up by people trying to profit from the Airbnb business model. If you have a property for sale and you have an investor with a lot of money, they're going to buy it and they're going to be using it to create thousands of dollars a month in revenue for their income property. There's a lot of obstacles that stand in your way if your city's trying to regulate you in this business model. For instance, I'm going to go just through what I've learned from my experience. So some of the regulations that the city of Springfield is deciding on is a $350 licensing fee per property, and you can't have an Airbnb within 500 feet of an existing Airbnb property. So due to the increase in real estate prices in your city and due to the complications with zoning, so for instance, one of the biggest issues in my city with Airbnb is that there is a thing called zoning where a business should operate in a business or a commercial zone and a residential property should remain in a residential zone, meaning that you can't operate a business out of a residential area. And essentially Airbnb, you're just literally taking a single family home, a residential property, and turning it into a business. So that is a huge conflict of interest for the city. The board of wherever you're at. Depending on where you live, these rules may vary. That's why I can't be very specific on, I can't really touch upon this in too much detail. So the two biggest conflict of interests that come along with this business model is the zoning issue with your city, because you're running a business out of a residential area, or the elimination of supply of real estate in your area. And that just drives real estate prices up higher, which is not beneficial because a lot of people don't want to just move into a price. They don't want to move in on a property that's above the market price. And so that's pretty much all you're facing, all you're dealing with here. And if you can find a way to get around it maybe, or if you can find a way to maybe host in a different city than the one you live, you can make money in this business. And I think that it's essentially one of the most easily automated business models, because once you have 3 or 4 properties, you're able to afford a full-time property manager, you're able to afford a full-time cleaning service, and you should be pretty hands-off from there. From my experience, I stayed in an Airbnb in Los Angeles, I stayed in Hollywood actually, and the host was living in Australia. So you can see how you can automate this and pretty much run an entire real estate empire from your phone. Do your research on it, of course, as always. You know, you can hear my input on whatever I have to say, but that should not stop you from going out and learning more if you are interested. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. You got to see a sneak peek of my property, and sort of you get a feel of the way I branded it with all these plants. I think it's a really unique look in my city, especially since we're in the Midwest. Don't want to get off topic here, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching this video. I'll be making a series of videos on this subject in hopes of educating you guys and hopefully opening a new opportunity window for you. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video and hit that notification bell to stay updated on whenever I post videos. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for everything, and I will see you guys next time.